Imagine you are standing in a high-end grocery store. You look at the price of a gallon of milk, you swipe your card, and the transaction is approved. You think you understand what just happened. You think a specific amount of digital currency moved from your bank to there. You are wrong. In reality, you just interacted with the tip of a massive, submerged iceberg. Below the surface of your bank account, your mortgage, and your retirement fund lies a parallel universe. It is a world where trillions of dollars move every single day without the oversight of any central bank, any regulator, or any government. This is the shadow banking system. It is currently valued at roughly $100 trillion. To put that in perspective, that is more than the entire global GDP. It is the real engine of the global economy, and yet, most people don't even know it exists. The reason you've never heard of it is simple, the people who run it don't want you to. They aren't necessarily villains in a spy movie, but they are playing a game with stakes so high that if they lose, the entire world stops working. Let's look at how we got here. In a normal world, the one they talk to you about in school, banks are simple. You give them your money, they give you a tiny bit of interest, and they lend that money to someone else to buy a house. It's slow. It's regulated. It's boring. But around the 1970s, the world started moving too fast for boring banks. Big corporations had billions of dollars in cash sitting around. They couldn't just put it in a savings account, the government only insure a few $100,000. If the bank fell, the corporation lost billions. So, they created a shadow version of a bank account. Instead of a deposit, a big company lent its cash to a financial institution overnight. In exchange, the institution gives the company a pawn ticket, usually a high-quality government bond. The next morning, the institution buy back that ticket for a tiny bit more than the loan amount. It's called a repurchase agreement, or a repo. It sounds like a DRY accounting trick. In reality, it is the heartbeat of the world. Every night, trillions of dollars are traded this way. It's how hedge funds get leverage. It's how big banks fund their daily operation. It is a massive, invisible plumbing system that keeps the lights on. But here is where the math gets uncomfortable. In the regular banking world, there are rules. If a bank has $100, it can only lend out a certain amount. In the shadow world, those rules don't apply. Think of that pawn ticket we talked about, the government bond. In the shadow economy, that bond can be used as collateral for a loan. But then, the person who received that bond can use it as collateral for another loan. And then the next person does the same. This is called rehypothecation. It's a fancy word for a terrifying reality. The same $100 bond might be backing $1,000 worth of different loans. It's a chain of debt where everyone is leaning on everyone else, holding the same piece of paper. Along as the music is playing, everyone is rich. But this system has a fatal flaw. It relies entirely on trust and the value of that pawn ticket. If the value of the collateral drop, or if one person in the chain genervous and asks for their actual money back, the whole thing can spool in hours. This isn't a theory. This is exactly what happened in 2008. The subprime mortgage crisis wasn't just about houses, it was about the shadow market realizing the pawn ticket they were holding were worthless. The system froze. And when the shadow economy freezes, the real economy dies. You might think that after 2008, the government fixed this. They didn't. They couldn't. If you shut down the shadow economy today, global trade would collapse by breakfast. Your credit card wouldn't work. Company wouldn't be able to pay their employees. The shadow is no longer an alternative to the system, it is the system. Today, the shadow economy is larger than it has ever been. It has moved into private equity, into tech startup, and into the very fabric of how cities are built. It is a $100 trillion ghost debt we have collectively decided to ignore because we are too dependent on OTS ghost money to live without it. We like to believe that the economy is a solid structure built on brick and mortar. We like to believe that there is a land of last resort who can always step in and save us. But when the shadow market break, there isn't enough money in the world to fill the hole. We are living in a house where the foundation is made of US, written on the back of other US, held by people who don't have to tell us who they are. The question isn't whether the system is stable. The question is, how long can a $100 trillion shadow stay in the dark before the light eventually find it? And more importantly, what happens to you when it does? Would you like me to expand on any specific part of this system, or perhaps draft the visual cue for the production team?